What's up, Pllana Nation, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going over 10 things you need to know about CM Punk. Yes, guys, I know he's gone. I know he's not here right now, but I still think it'd be a fun video to make. So without further ado, let's get straight on the list with number 10. He went vegan in 2012. It is known by pretty much everybody that CM Punk is a straight edge. That means he doesn't drink, smoke, or do drugs. What many might not know is Punk also went vegan. He used to be a pescatarian, which is when someone doesn't eat meat besides seafood, but he decided to make the full transition to his vegan diet in early 2012. He said the decision to go vegan was not based on health, but because he was just bored with his diet and workout routine. He also said that it's a challenge and he likes to challenge himself. He stopped being vegan later that year though, since it was nearly impossible to find vegan food while traveling. Number 9, he was a part of John Cena's WrestleMania entrance. It isn't very unlikely that WWE would use some superstars that are in training in developmental as extras during live wrestling shows. One example of this was John Cena's entrance from WrestleMania 22. It started off with a car driving out from under the ramp with hitmen standing off the side of the car holding guns. Then Cena walked out with a gun and shot it up in the rafters. What you may not notice was that one of the hitmen on the car was CM Punk. It's kind of crazy that CM Punk was on the side of John Cena's car, and then 5 years later, they would go on to have a 5-star match with each other at Money in the Bank. Number 8, he used to wrestle for TNA. It is pretty well known that before CM Punk went to WWE, he wrestled in Ring of Honor. Some people might not know that he also had a short run in TNA. He made his debut for the company in 2003 when he was paired with Julio De Niro as a member of The Gathering, which was formed by Raven, where both CM Punk and De Niro had Raven fanboy gimmicks. Both CM Punk and Julio De Niro were no longer appearing on pay-per-views since their team did not connect with the audience as heels. Then Punk left the company in 2004 after TNA officials told him that contracted wrestlers were no longer able to wrestle in TNA. Number 7, he was a Triple Crown champion in OVW. CM Punk was in OVW from September 2005 until August 2006. During his time there, he held every single championship that he was able to win. He won the OVW Television Championship from November 2005 and held it until January of 2006, where he lost it in a 3-way dance to Aaron Stevens, aka Damien Sandow. Then Punk defeated Brent Albright in May of 2006 in a strap match for the OVW Heavyweight Championship. He would go on to hold the title until August of 2006. Finally, he held the OVW Southern Tag Team Championships with Seth Skyfire for 10 days before they dropped the belts to Deuce and Domino. Number 6, Punk had his own backyard wrestling corporation. As a teen and a young adult, Phil Brooks was a huge wrestling fan. He took his first venture into the business when him and his friends created Lunatic Wrestling Federation. The show started to get popular and they started doing their shows out of a warehouse in Illinois. However, after the show began getting popular, Phil's brother Mike stole thousands of dollars from the company, causing their relationship to be ruined and having neither of them talk to each other ever since. Phil, however, was the only one to begin training at a wrestling school, and then he became a pro wrestler, and the rest is history. Number 5, he wasn't the first wrestler to use his theme song. Many fans remember from 2006 until 2011 when Punk used the song This Fire Burns by Killswitch Engage as his theme song. However, many are unaware that he wasn't the first superstar to use it. On March 3rd, 2006, Randy Orton used the song as his entrance theme on SmackDown. The theme didn't really fit him and he would switch back to his Burn in My Light theme the following week that he used from 2004 to 2008. Number 4, what CM stands for. The CM initials in CM Punk could stand for anything. For years, people were curious and wanted to know what the meaning was. Many believe that the initials stood for Chicago Made as a way for Punk to make a reference to his hometown. However, CM Punk later revealed the CM in his name stands for Chick Magnet. The reason it stood for that was because he was a part of a tag team called the Chick Magnets in the 1990s with another wrestler called CM Venom after another performer no-showed the event. This name would stick as he would use it for his entire career and even the UFC. Number 3, he has hooked up with multiple women wrestlers. The next thing sort of ties in with the last one. Before marrying AJ Lee, CM Punk has hooked up with multiple female talent during his career. He dated Maria while he was in OVW, Beth Phoenix, who Punk called a douchebag and a flake, Tracy Brooks and Daphne from TNA, Kathy Carino from Ring of Honor, Kelly, Mickie James, and Lita on 2 separate occasions, once in 2009 and another time in 2013. Based on how many relationships he had while being a professional wrestler, it shows that the CM initials actually do stand for chick magnets. My guy CM Punk is a smashing savage. Number 2, he was fired on his wedding day. In January of 2014, CM Punk was unmotivated, injured, and didn't have love for wrestling anymore. The night after the Royal Rumble, Punk told Vince that he was going home and he walked out of the company. Instead of firing Punk, WWE initially gave him a suspension that lasted 2 months. After he left the WWE, he would go on to marry AJ Lee. On the day of his wedding, he received a FedEx in the mail that contained termination papers. He said that he believes they did this all on purpose. However, later on the Stone Cold podcast, Vince McMahon apologized and said that he would be willing to work with Punk in the future, but it is very unlikely that Punk would do the same. Number 1, Paul Heyman brought him up to the main roster. CM Punk was one of the biggest stars in WWE between 2011 and before his departure in 2014. He was one of the best talkers, one of the best wrestlers, and even held the championship for 435 days. However, none of this would have happened if it weren't for Paul Heyman. In 2005, Punk signed with WWE and was sent to OVW, which was a developmental program at the time. While in OVW, Heyman would tell officials that CM Punk would become a huge star. A year later in 2006, and WWE was reviving the ECW brand, and Paul Heyman wanted Punk on the roster. It is very likely if Paul Heyman wasn't in charge of OVW, Punk could have been released, and who knows where he would be now. And that is it for the video, guys. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Pllana. Check out my other channels, Official Life Facts and NOLAVP, and I'll see you all later.